Hello and welcome back, everybody. It is yours truly, Chef Steven, here for another great episode of Cooking with Sun King, Grilling Edition. As always, with our great friends from Green Bean Delivery and our new friends from White's Ace Hardware and Fishers and Carmel. Little change of scenery for us today. We are here at the back lot at Sun King Brewing, downtown Indianapolis, to do a really beautiful crispy 500 chicken. We're gonna beer brine this chicken, and then we are going to smoke it on this fabulous Traeger grill. So won't you follow along? Let's get started. So today we are doing a beer brined whole chicken. We're gonna smoke it, and we are beer brining that today with Crispy 500. Of course, just in time for Memorial Day weekend. This beautiful, super clean American lager is great for a recipe like this. So to get started, we are going to spatchcock our whole chicken. This is a nice little King's Poultry chicken from Bradford, Ohio. To spatchcock means we're gonna take out the backbone and then just give the breast meat just a crack so it lays nice and flat. This will decrease our cooking time drastically and allow the chicken just to cook perfectly and evenly through and through. And the brine time will also change just a little bit as well. And then we are going to make our brine with just a few simple ingredients. We really want the chicken and the beer to shine in this recipe. So to start, we will take our chicken out of the package and immediately notice that we've got a nice bird. Always check for giblets or anything on the inside. This one's good. We will flip it over. A little bit of a cleanup there. And just using a good pair of kitchen shears, the backbone goes right along this area. So on one side, we just want to take and cut. On chickens this small, it usually goes pretty quickly. And we'll do it on the other side. And then we'll flip the whole thing around and do it again. There we go. Turn it around. And just as we did before, on one side, set that aside. You can save that for stocks or soups if you want. We are just going to discard ours. And then there's just a little bit of fat here that we can get rid of. And then we are ready to finish. So there is the breastbone right here in the center. We just want to give that a little pop. Just a good sharp knife. And then that allows us to lay our chicken flat. Ta-da! I always tuck the wings underneath just so they don't burn. And we have our perfectly spatchcocked chicken onto the brine. So to start our brine today, we are going to start with 16 ounces of room temperature water. And then for a chicken this size, I usually like to say, we don't want to over season this. We are going to rub this as well. So we don't want this brine super salty. So just a simple 2 ounces of kosher salt. Perfect. And then to bring in some nice sweetness and just a little more richness, we've got 4 ounces of light brown sugar. Perfect. We are going to whisk this to dissolve just to make sure there are no solids left. And then we're going in with a full 32 ounces of our Crispy 500 lager. Give that one more big stir. A little foam is totally fine. We will then park our bird in this brine for 12 to 24 hours. Minimum of 12, you can go as high as 24. We don't really want to go too much farther than that. And we'll keep this in the fridge in the coldest part if you can. And we will see that bird in 24 hours. After 24 hours, we then need to dry this bird off. It's been flavoring itself from the inside out through osmosis. And we want to make sure that skin comes out nice and crispy. So we do need to pat this dry. So out of the brine he comes. Perfect. And then we will pat dry this first side. And again, this is very important when we're cooking. So to rub this, we are going to take the Q-Rub from Lily's Q out of Chicago and just lightly season this. Again, we already have some salt and brown sugar on the inside. We really just want this more as a seasoning for the skin on the underside of the chicken. So we'll just lightly dust that on. That's perfect. We will flip our chicken over and then dry off again, making sure to get all the little nooks and crannies. Alternatively, if you wanted to take a little bit more time with this, you can pull this chicken out of the brine and then actually just leave it uncovered in your fridge overnight. And that will also help dry out that skin to make sure it is wonderful and crispy. And then we do our rub on the other side as well. Gotcha. And then before we go on the grill, we want to insert our thermometer. The great thing about this Traeger Ironwood series 885 is that it does come with its own temperature probe. Because our spatchcock chicken is now essentially all the same thickness, we do want to go in the thickest part of the breast meat. So that looks like this. So into the thickest part of the breast meat it goes. We want to make sure that's in the thickest part because if it goes in too deep or too shallow, the thermometer might give off a false reading and you might pull your bird off too early or too late. Goodness, wouldn't want that. Off to the Traeger. So to smoke our bird today, we are going to go a little hotter. At the lower temperatures, you get a better smoke penetration. At those hotter temperatures, we're gonna render that skin out beautifully and make it super crispy and delicious. So we are at 325 degrees. Signature pellets in the bin, and it's honestly just as easy as being able to put the chicken on. We're gonna plug our thermometer into the system, and then we get to watch and wait. It's the great thing about grills like this is that it has an app that connects via Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. So no matter where I am, I can change the temperature. I can add a little bit more smoke if I want to. We can also just completely shut it down and have the bird rest if we happen to not be there. So great piece of equipment, really fun to use. Honestly, with the capacity on this thing, you really have a lot of options. Even if it's just, if you want to do more than one chicken, you probably fit like 10 or 12 on here. So we're gonna pull this chicken off as soon as it reaches 165 degrees, which it has. Ready? Perfect. And as we can see, the skin's nice and crispy. It's got that beautiful kind of brown color from the molasses and just a beautiful looking chicken. We'll want to let this rest for a minimum of 20 minutes. And while you're doing that, we're going to make a nice, quick, easy little salad. And we're also going to pair this with the Lily's Q ivory barbecue sauce. So kind of a classic Alabama white barbecue for classic smoked chicken with our Crispy 500 lager. So we've got these beautiful greens from Uplift. This is their hearty mix. And then we also have a nice raspberry champagne vinaigrette from Brick House. Don't overdress this, we just want a nice little bit. Perfect. You can always add more, as always. And then we've got a nice little cave aged Tom from Marcoute Creamery. And we're just gonna let that rain over the top. We're going to use our microplane to give this a nice fluffy shave today. And then just a quick toss with your hand or with a nice pair of tongs. That's all she wrote. We will carve this bird up, or you're more than welcome to let it rest just a little bit longer and you can actually just pick it. You could just kind of take all that meat off the bone if you want. I'm just gonna break this into its primals. So we will start with the thigh and the leg. Put that there. Yep, go back. One more time. We'll do the other. Take our wings off. Should just pop right off, yep. That's how you know your chicken's good and tender. Just crack that off. And then the breast we'll just do right in half. And then we'll drizzle on our sauce. Yep, and then we'll top this whole meal off with a nice cold Crispy 500.
Woo!
Expertly poured.
Jeez.
It's warm out here, kids.
That's a cheers pour.
Wait for it. Yeah, that is a cheers pour. So that was our Crispy 500 beer brine chicken. Of course, as always, we want to thank our great friends at Green Bean Delivery. If you would like the recipes for this and all of our other cooking with videos, you'll hit greenbeandelivery.com/blog. We also want to thank our new friends from White's Ace Hardware and Fishers and Carmel. They're for all of your Memorial Day grilling needs or all of your summer grilling needs or your winter or fall. Really, because there is no grilling season, kids. Do it all year round. Have fun with it. I think that's it for us today. We've got super delicious chicken we're gonna go eat. As always, we want to thank all of you. We do appreciate it. We really do. We love that you guys follow along on Instagram and Facebook and all of our social media platforms. But head on over to YouTube. Hit those like and subscribe buttons. Down there as well are links for all of the merch and all of the recipes and anything else we have going on. So from us to you guys, happy Memorial Day weekend. Cheers.